On Bridges, bet ain't worth the hand. It's happened again. Another unarmed black man shot by the police in East Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The police officer that shot him had been sworn in 90 minutes before he killed an unarmed black man. Now, in Pennsylvania, a police officer can use lethal force if he's chasing someone that has used lethal force or has threatened to. This man had been on the police department 90 minutes, and he's already killing somebody, right? He kills a young black man named Antoine Rose, honor student, unarmed. Here's my problem with this. We know that there are times that policemen have to use lethal force. We know that there are times that things don't work out the way they're supposed to. But there seems to be a disturbing pattern in the United States of America where oftentimes policemen will shoot first, then ask questions later. My only question is this. How come we see so many times when we see a disturbed white guy, whether it is the cat that shot up the church in Charleston or Houston or any other mass shooting, and they get to go home? Why is it that a black man suspected of having a gun is more lethal in police officers' mind or more dangerous in police officers' mind than a white guy who you know has one and has used it? If you could take a man to Burger King and you know he's killed 9 people, you could take a man to jail if you suspect him for doing something. The problem is there is no level of accountability. Now, it has been ruled a homicide. We can't get in the officer's mind. I can't say this. It is disturbing that you put people who are so inexperienced in areas that you know they're going to run into problems. 90 minutes you on the job. I don't care what job you have. If you make a mistake like that in 90 minutes in any job, you automatically don't pass probation. Why are they putting people like that, the least experienced, in the areas where they're going to run into the most trouble? Why is it that policemen are so adept at arresting mass murderers, but not adept at arresting unarmed black men who they suspect of a crime? Well, why did he run? If he didn't have anything to run, why did he run? I just wrote a book about this. I wrote a book called How Not to Get Shot and Other Advice from White People, because a common refrain is, why did he run? Why is he acting guilty if he didn't do anything wrong? Why is the president acting guilty if he didn't do anything wrong? You don't get to vacillate. If that boy did something wrong, he should be bound over for trial and go to jail. The only way you should be able to use lethal force is if you've seen it with your own eyes be used, or somebody else is in danger. Anything else, you should lose your job and your freedom when you take somebody's life. It happened in Dallas, Texas. A little boy, 15-year-old boy at a party, a policeman shoots him while he drives away and says, "I was fearing for my life." That should stop working. It's the oldest book in the world. If you are that afraid and you want to wear a uniform, instead of a cop, try working for UPS. Mm-hmm. It's ridiculous. We're tired and sick and tired of seeing young black men and black women being brutalized and shot down and nobody being brought to account. I can't tell you what happened. I don't know what was there. But I know this is a far too familiar pattern. If you are that afraid of black people, stay out of their areas. Stop. Don't be a cop. Do something else. You cannot keep slaughtering people and not have anybody have a reaction to it. You should know when you use lethal force. You should know it. You should know what you're using it for. You shouldn't guess. I can't get into your mind. I can see the circumstances. A little boy, a young man, black man just got shot. They thought he had a phone. He shouldn't be dead. Why did he run? Because maybe he seen what happened to people. Maybe he saw the little 10-year-old boy got handcuffed and peed on himself. Maybe he sees what happens to people, or Philando Castile, who had a legal register and he got killed. Maybe he believes that any interaction with the policeman and you're a young black man could result in your death, and it did. You're on the job for 90 minutes. You are not equipped to do that. If you're on the job 90 minutes and you already murdered somebody before lunch, you are not equipped to do that job and you shouldn't be hired. What is this about? Why is America so unruffled with this, undisturbed when something like this happens? He is dead, and that people are going to make all kinds of excuses. All anybody wants is the same accountability you ask for us. You should only be able to use force if you know that somebody has a gun. If you can arrest a mass murderer, you can arrest a suspected drive-by shooter. You can do that. It takes 6 months to be a police officer. It takes 12 months to be a cosmetologist on average. I guess shooting a black man is probably a lot easier than cutting his hair.